Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Page. Thanks again for joining us, continuing to bring you some of the day's biggest top stories. I want to take you back out now to Dallas, where Dallas police earlier giving an update on an officer-involved shooting that happened 2 days ago. We are seeing some body cam footage as well. Of course, viewer discretion advised.
To no longer live and would kill himself if officers entered the residence. A right care unit made up of police officers, a mental health clinician, and paramedics was called to the scene. Because Mr. Bennett's cut off his ankle monitor, a warrant for insufficient bond related to an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon was issued. Patrol officers contacted the fugitive unit to verify the warrant and requested SWAT, who arrived at 11 p.m. SWAT officers used several tactics to persuade Mr. Bennett to exit the residence. All of them were unsuccessful. SWAT supervisors made the decision to enter to take Mr. Bennett into custody. At approximately 1:24, SWAT officers breached and entered the home to search for Mr. Bennett. He was found in the bedroom, lying in the bed. One officer observed that he still had the knife. SWAT officers deployed a taser, which was ineffective. Mr. Bennett stood up with the knife and charged the officers. Once the officers deployed another taser, and Officer Samuel McDonald and Officer Christopher Nielsen fired their duty weapons at Mr. Bennett, hitting him. He attempted to stand up and approach officers, who fired again, hitting him one more time. A SWAT medic entered to render aid, and he died at the scene. No officers was injured during this incident. This is an ongoing investigation conducted by the Dallas Police Special Investigation Unit. The Dallas County District Attorney's Office was notified, responded, and will conduct their own investigation. The office's community police oversight was notified and has been briefed regarding the incident. To be transparent, the Dallas Police Department is releasing the 911 audio, text to 911, and the body-worn camera footage of the incident.
Dallas 911, this is Donna. Where's your emergency?
Yes, very, very emergency. My son is jumping to suicidal. He's yelling that he will call everybody. But he really is very dangerous. He yelling that he will kill everybody, and he's
Ma'am.
I just heard some banging there. Dallas Police! How you doing? Where is he? Okay, ¿Dónde is Martin?
He's already, but he's going to
Come outside. Come outside. It's okay. Come on outside.
He won't kill him.
Drop it now!
Ma'am, come out here! Ma'am, come out here! Who else is in the house? Who else is in the house? Come over here!
Come here now! Come here!
He's okay.
Who else is in the house?
Who else is in the house?
No one.
Just you two?
move, don't move. Lift your head.
Yes, you got back clear.
Yep. Shut out.
I've got it.
Give me some space to work too. Oh, God.
Man, let me know when you're good.
No pulse. All right, come on. Nope. All right, go ahead and get far up here. See if I can bag him. Just strip him and lay him flat. Scott, if you want to pull his legs.
The two involved officers, Senior Corporal Samuel McDonald, has been a member of the department since January 1997. Senior Corporal Christopher Nielsen has been a member of the department since April 2008. I'm here to answer any questions that there may be. Yes.
So between the initial call and when SWAT entered the house, there's a few hours in between there. Can you describe police efforts during that time generally, and then specifically what the right care team was doing during that period of time?
So we tried to get Mr. Bennett to come outside. We utilized, we called him out. We even had his mother try to call him out. We tried to reach him on the cell phone. We used drones to go in. We used robots to go in. We even put gas at one time to try to get him out. And right care, when it's a violent suspect like that, it's only so much that they can do, but we did call them on the scenes beforehand, but they were there.
And in that period, you mentioned a few things there. Did y'all get any sort of response from him, and what was that response to be out?
Well, so in the beginning, we knew he was there because he would respond by like maybe turning the lights on and off, but he would not come out at all. Yes, ma'am.
Is SWAT typically used in those situations where it's just that one person in the home and no one else inside, or?
Well, we had to get him out. At this time, he's a felon, and he has shown he has a violent history, and clearly he went after officers before, stating that, you know, comments about killing himself, and this is it. Yes.
You mentioned alcohol, but any evidence of drugs or any other substance?
Well, we were told that he was drinking from the 911 call, but he does have a past history of utilizing drugs.
To make sure I understand, so prior to the initial call, there was not an outstanding warrant at that time. The warrant was issued after the initial call and the initial interaction.
Correct. The warrant was issued because he cut off his ankle monitor, and then once he cut the ankle monitor off, then a warrant was automatically issued by the county.
Can you just talk us through a little bit of that part of the video where we see him get tased the first time, and then he gets up and kind of lunges towards the officers. Then a second taser is deployed, and then quickly after that, the gunshot?
Right. So as he was laying in bed, you heard the officers say he has a knife. He has a knife still in his hand. So the hopes was when they tased him was that he would drop the knife, they can take him into custody without incident. That was the hope, but he went through the taser, still had the knife, started coming towards the officers. You saw them starting to retreat. Another officer then tried to tase again. He was shortening up the distance, and the officers fired their weapons, shooting him and hitting him.
I understand there's investigations ongoing, there's multiple facets of the response here, but how would you characterize the response that you saw?
I think officers did everything to keep everyone safe in Dallas.
Can you talk a little bit overall of just in a situation like this when officers, are faced with, this incident where someone is approaching them with a weapon, just the amount of safety and precautions that are taken into place that officers have to consider?
Yeah, it's tough, and distance can be made up so quickly, and there's so many times where an officer can have a gun pointed out, someone has a knife, and before the officer can fire, they actually strike the officers with the knives.
We know of at least 2 prior arrests at this address and around earlier this year. Did those arrests factor at all into any of the decisions that we saw on the footage?
Well, we knew he had a violent history. He had a violent history. In one of the arrests, he tried to run over a neighbor with the vehicle, and then he resisted arrest from officers where he was tased before also. So we knew the history of him.
And I guess how and to what degree did that factor into the decisions that he's made throughout the night?
Well, it all plays a part, right? The goal is to take everyone into custody without incident, but at the same time, we have to remain safe and try to do it as safely as we can. And unfortunately, sometimes it goes to the highest level.
2 more questions. I believe you mentioned that there were 2 calls that were made. 911 saw one was the mother said her son put in one name, but are you able to say who that other person was, or was it the same person that called twice? Or?
So you had the call in the 911, and then you had the brother has a text message that went in to 911.
The use of the
No, I thought you. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, the use of the drone. I know there's a proper name for it. I'm not sure what it is, but the drone use. What was the scope of kind of the usage there? What was the kind of drone use that?
So we're trying to see everything that we can see inside the house to get a full picture, see where he's at, if there's anyone else in the house, is he harming himself? So we're trying to get an understanding to use that information from the drone for us to try to take him into custody safely.
One more question?
And Chief, that was what we saw at the top of the stairs. It looked like a
Dallas Police giving an update there on that deadly officer-involved shooting, showing the cam of the body cam from several of the officers just a couple of days ago in that shooting where the suspect coming closer to the officers with a knife and then ultimately police firing on that